leadership, part 2 of this. This says, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Actually, we're going to do a scenario today with how we implement good leadership, and you're going to see some ways where it's not so good, and we're going to talk about that by having a mock meeting. So let me tell you just a little bit about me. Most of you all here already know me, right? For a year now, this month makes a year, I have been working at the Community Foundation as a neighborhood consultant for the Building Stronger Neighborhoods program. My information is up there. Loving the work I do, but what does that mean? That means that first of all, I support the Building Stronger Neighborhoods grant program. So I do from A to Z, everything from teaching the workshop to helping you get your application filled out correctly, to getting it ready to submit to the committee for approval, to doing the back end of it if you need help in getting things going, and then I also reconcile with receipts on that and say good job. So I do all of that, but some of you all haven't had grants, so what else do? I come to your meetings if you need me to come out. I will speak at your meetings, I will train, I will mentor a leader who maybe they're a new leader and they don't quite know all of what to do, and neither do I. But I will support them in that effort. I will help connect community with resources. Sometimes you'll have things come up in your meeting and you don't know who to call or where to go for answers. I try to make that happen by connecting you with those people. So let's make this happen. We're going to do this mock meeting. Everybody here is a resident of Shady Grove as of right now. Shady Grove neighborhood. I'm going to be the president for right now. And I'm so glad to see all of my neighbors out. Good morning. And we're going to get started. Yes, ma'am. What you want?
Residents, excuse me, have a lot of complaints about the kids in the park after dark.
We didn't come to talk about the residents. We're not talking about the park issue, because we're here today because we need to change the name of the neighborhood. That, we can talk about that at another time. Because today, we need to talk about changing the name of the neighborhood from Shady Grove to Shady Pines. Any questions?
I like Shady Grove. I think it's a great name. I think we should just stay with Shady Grove.
I didn't ask you what you like. Why you like it? We've been this way for 15 years. Why you like it?
Just exactly that reason, because I like the history and the connection to the past.
Oh, there you go. Anybody else?
What? Shady Pines? What's that all about?
I came up with that name.
Oh.
You know, we got all these pine trees in the neighborhood. And I thought that Shady Pines would be a better name.
I think we need a vote. I think we need a vote in the neighborhood. We need to send out a message to the neighborhood.
I don't want to send out no message to the neighborhood. Why do we have to do that?
We need to think about this. This is a big change.
Now look, Jerry.
I think everybody agrees with me. I don't,
Well, what y'all think?
Well, you do need everybody's opinion.
That's exactly what you
See?
You gotta get everybody's input, and then make a decision after that, no matter what.
What else?
Well, what about changing all the signs? We're going to have to change all the signs. That's going to be expensive.
Well, we can apply for a grant. And the city needs to
So
work
who's
with
going to
us.
do that? Are you going to do that?
No, secretary gonna do that.
The secretary.
Julie is the secretary and she knows how to get it done. Julie, I'm gonna need you to take care of it, talking with the city so we can get the signs changed in the neighborhood so everything will say the same thing. Okay?
Yeah, I don't know how. I need help. I need help.
Well, Linda, you always complaining, you have to write the grant.
Oh, no, man. I don't want this change, so why am I doing it?
Well, I think we should take a vote. We gonna vote today.
And I know
Well, why do we need to have, I understand we need to have a letter, however, again, if each one of us live next to 3 to 5 people, then, we can't have their signature on there,
Well, most people won't make a decision on just a 2-minute conversation. They need to think on it.
Well, they should have been thinking all this time, they saw the new elementary school, that was done.
Do they know it was a name change up for, I mean, it was a probability of.
Now, look, here you come. At the last meeting,
Okay, there you go.
we talked that we might need to change the name.
Okay.
And nobody called me, nobody's emailed me, it's time to go.
And what's the rush? Why are we rushing into this?
Yeah.
We said at the last meeting that we was gonna think about the name change. Now it's time.
Thinking about it and saying we're gonna vote on it is two different things.
Exactly.
Well, how
I
many of
mean-
you all agree that we should wait another meeting or two before we vote? How many of you all agree that we should vote today? Thank you, Ms. King. Now, I appreciate everybody. I want to talk about that. How many of y'all have been to a meeting and everything looked like it went the wrong way? You just want to crawl up under the table? And you was like, ah! How many of y'all have been to a meeting and you realized that it was the leader that was frustrating the process? The people had good feedback. You all had good feedback. But the leader was complicating the meeting because sometimes it was their own agenda. Sometimes they weren't open-minded. How many of you have been to meetings like that? Yeah. And that's why I'm here today. Because this is the kind of stuff I want to talk about. We can put good people in leadership positions and not train them or give them the tools that they need. And you know what? You will ruin a good person in the neighborhood. Because when they say they quit altogether. They don't even show back up at the meetings. And they were a good person, but because they didn't have the tools they needed, they didn't know how to handle the meeting, they didn't know how to handle the people. The leader was doing most of the talking. What else?
So you won't listen. You really won't listen.
I won't listen. I'm not trying to listen.
Control.
What else?
She said control.
Woo, talk about it. Control. Listen, if you're the leader, does that mean that you're in control?
No.
I think I was quite rude. What you think? I was quite rude. Did we ever address her issue? Have you ever been to a meeting and someone has an issue, a very valid issue, and because the agenda is such that it is, their issue that's important doesn't get addressed? A lot of y'all didn't even know she had an issue, because I rolled right over the top of it, didn't I? I rolled right over the top of it, to the point where it was like, whoop, it was gone. But that's a valid complaint. The kids are in the park after dark making noise, disturbing the residents. But that wasn't on the agenda. Let me tell you something. And I'm just throwing out leadership nuggets today. Never have a meeting without an agenda. And the agenda, everybody needs to see the agenda. Why? That tells you where we're going. But you also have to leave space in the agenda for someone else that has a concern. The good thing about GNC is when we do an agenda here, you will see that there is room for announcements and new business. That's where you can voice a concern. When you're having a meeting, if you're the one leading the meeting, or maybe you're the secretary, have what we call a parking lot. If you've been in business meetings, you know, sometimes we have a parking lot. That's the stuff that maybe we can't address it right then, but we need to address it. So we put it to the parking lot so we don't forget it. But do you leave a car parked forever? Because if you do, what happened? That car will go down, right? If you don't ever address her issue, you're probably going to cause her to go down too, because she's not going to feel valued and important. Where do I get the input, Julie, for what should be on the agenda? The community. Well, who's going to write the agenda? Who's going to decide what goes on it, though? How do we do that process? It's important that you have officers. If you don't, it's important to have officers. Officers is what makes up your executive board. And oftentimes your officers, and you want to have officers that kind of represent, or a core group that represents from all over your neighborhood. But they'll help to decide what we talk about next. However, that information has to come from the people in the community. So you have to have your ears open to hear what the people are saying. They may say 10 things, then the executive board, when you come together as you're talking, you decide what issue or issues that we address next. And you keep that list going. So you'll know, and that's how you make decisions, so that the decisions you make reflect the whole community, or at least those who are represented there. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? Because you gotta have some type of structure. So Nextdoor is an app that you can use that kind of helps you know what's going on in the neighborhood. And it's a great tool as leaders. We have to, I am a Facebooker, but I don't tweet. But I'm in the process of learning. I have a Twitter account. Why? I'm not trying to have the most friends and all that, but I'm needing to get information out any way I can. Younger people tweet, Instagram. They don't even Facebook as much as older people, and I'm 45, so I'm gonna call myself old, 45 years old. And I'm a Facebooker, and that's how, but whatever works. I just suggested, here's another leadership nugget, I suggested to a couple of neighborhoods here, instead of sending emails that people don't look at unless you do business like that all the time, asking people, can I send you a text? And start a group text. Nobody needs to respond to the group. I had to give them, tell people don't respond, it's just a reminder. It's a group text. You shoot out a reminder. We're having a meeting next Thursday. Okay, so if you got a mixture, especially when you got a mixture of young and old people, you have those that will take text, sign up for text. Those that won't do text, sign up for the phone call. Just because you're the secretary don't mean you have to make the phone call. Somebody that like talking on the phone and want the phone, well, how about you make the phone? You're not here to do everything. We're just here to kind of guide the ship. Okay? But there's lots of shipmates on the ship, including yourself. We had some young people, when you got young people especially, and they need something to do, I want you to go give out flyers. Yeah. And I'm going to call some people and see that they get a flyer. And then when you come back, I got some ice cream waiting on you. But you give them something to work towards. And then you invite them to sit at the meeting because you want to hear what they have